Hi, welcome. This is Matt Reviews Books. I am your host, Matt, and I have books, and I'm going to talk about them. Now, if you haven't been here before, this is a book review channel dedicated to those older books. It's fiction, non-fiction, whatever. Let's get on with it. So today, this week, we are talking about the third book, book 3 in David Eddings' Belgariad series. And this one is The Magician's Gambit. This was published 1983, so we got 1982, 1983. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, right? Synopsis! This is the third book. Belgarath has figured out where they need to go. He's on the hunt now. I mean, he figured it out in book 2, Queen of Sorcery. Now this is where we start moving. We start heading, and we're going to go east in this book into the lands of the Angaraks, where we're going to head to Cthol Murgos. But first, they need to get across the country of Maragor. And Maragor is haunted, and yes, I mean by ghosts. The ghosts were put there by their god Mara, because his people, the Marags, were wiped out, completely obliterated, genocide. And he grieves. The spirit of Mara resides in Maragor, and he's populated his whole country where his people used to live with the ghosts that drive outsiders insane. Now we have our company of friends. They have to go through Maragor. So Maragor by itself stands alone as if it's a challenge they have to get through safely. And they actually do have to deal with the god Mara. Eddings actually finally gets to the point where Garion needs instruction, and his grandfather Belgarath sits him down for a discussion on the will and the word, magic, sorcery. Garion's getting this instruction, the formal theoretical structure, which I guess you could say Garion buries himself in the lessons. This book is where it all comes to a head. They're racing east to get to Cthol Murgos, land of the Angaraks. We're at a point where they sit down, they openly discuss with Garion the nature of their quest, why they're on it. We now know that a former sorcerer-brother of Belgarath's Zadar has stolen the Orb of Aldur and is taking it back to his master Torak, god of the Angaraks. And if you've been reading the prologues, which you have been reading the prologues, haven't you? The Orb of Aldur and Torak do not like each other, and yes, the orb, the stone, has its own living consciousness. It decides who it likes and who it doesn't. Torak uses the orb to crack the world. In return, the orb burns fully half of Torak's body in a fire that doesn't burn out. And gods don't heal. There are issues going on. So now we know they're all trying to get the orb back before it gets to Torak, and they move into Cthol Murgos, and in Cthol Murgos, Belgarath and I'm going to name this name because I've never heard it actually pronounced, but Ctuchik, C-T-U-C-H-I-K, who's a disciple of Torak, another sorcerer. They have it out. They have the big dual arcana. So, thoughts? Magician's Gambit is where Eddings hits his stride as a storyteller in his own world. The writing is loose and fluid. Eddings is right there. Got the pedal to the metal. This is where Garion starts to really grow up. He starts to finally be part of the quest as a active member. He's not a full member yet because he's still learning how to use the sorcery, the will and the word. He's still learning. But because he does have capabilities, he's not just a hanger-on. He actually has to be part of the group as an integral part, as a link. He doesn't always like it, but it happens. He's just expected to do things. We all have to face that, don't we? You suddenly understand you have to adult. That's what happens. And I think that's also the reason why the series, for me personally, is so gratifying, and I could read it over and over and over again. So, while the previous 2 volumes, you could see from start to finish the evolution of Eddings, as a writer, this one, Magician's Gambit, has the evolution of character of Garion as the arc. That makes it work better than the first two, I believe. Recommendation! So this is action. This is action fantasy. It's black hat bad guys, or I guess black hood bad guys, and white hat good guys. It's not the final good guy bad guy battle, but it's getting there. I would say that this one, out of the whole series, is actually the most satisfying, and for me personally, from start to finish. And so I say, go forth and read it! Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Hope you like this. I hope you subscribe. So if you want more book reviews, hit like if you liked it. Comment, again, with any books that you might want to see. Bye!